Yeah, shout out to Jay. Not here at the moment, but I'm sure he'll be watching eagerly from home. In fact, let me type to him to see if he is there.
Ah, I see. You're home alone right now.
Yeah, he's gone back a couple days. Just
Walking
over
around
Christmas,
naked.
isn't it? Yeah, I did this morning.
Knew it.
Okay.
Thanks for the information, Dux.
Well, I mean, I didn't say it, Scup did.
What?
I just
didn't say
confirmed the rumors.
Why are you randomly talking about walking around naked, dude? That's weird.
Fuck you.
Can you stop talking about your willy? I'm sick of hearing about it.
Tony, the stream's on!
Don't go here again, please. No. Not this shit again.
Okay. So, last we left off, the group known as the Wayward Wanderers finally came to a new city called Ral Half-Third. After wandering about the city, you managed to pick up a city map. And among other things, you went and witnessed what was some kind of a sports final happening at the Grand Arena. After paying for a VIP seat, you guys sat down and watched an event that none of you had ever witnessed before. Some sort of like magic soccer sort of game, where two teams from two opposing schools within the city were facing off against each other. The blue team from the uppers and the red team from the lowers. The red team had literally 99% of the fan base in the crowd, but lost like 37-0. Not that it stopped their fans from cheering anymore. It was a great time for all that was had, except for the red team players, who just looked miserable and like they didn't want to be there. Outside of that, you guys then went back to your penthouse suites that you had bought within the Ladies' Garden, which is where, after a nice night's rest, you guys are waking up from. And with that, the day is yours to do what you wish.
Just a heads up, Scup. You've got drugs in your backpack.
Oh,
Yeah, because you seem very down, so I thought you might need that.
yes.
Enjoy. That's it.
Is Scoop awake now?
Hello? Yes?
Cedric is now awake.
Okay, good.
Um,
Sleepy Sid wasn't the one.
does Cedric still have any points of exhaustion?
He's cleansed all his exhaustion now.
I like to think that when he woke up, he basically just was in Skyrim as per the video in general chat. You're finally awake.
I mean, he did basically wake up somewhere else. Like, he basically fell asleep at the city gates of a different city, woke up in a penthouse suite.
What's the point? He was in a cart for quite a while.
Well, can it be like that Sid is already like sitting downstairs, just scrounging food down?
Yeah, breakfast is served with the room. You guys, in fact, don't even need to go downstairs. You can have it brought up to you. You are in the penthouse suite, after all.
Oh.
Which reminds me, someone pay me 5 gold for the room.
I think we already did when we went there, and we paid for 2 nights.
Oh, you did
Yeah,
pay for
we
2
paid
nights.
2
That's
nights.
right.
Don't try to scam us.
This is
Dad.
the second night.
I
though.
remember.
Okay.
Roll for deception.
Roll to deceive the DM.
That's the second day,
Yeah, that is the second day.
I think. Yeah.
So, I believe you have an engagement set for today, but what else would you like to discuss or do about?
What was the plan for today?
We need to go see the commissioner to discuss or finalize the arena event.
Meet up our bookie.
Yeah. We need to go pick up our clothes. Did we get clothes for Sid? I don't think so, 'cause he wasn't there.
No, I don't think so. So him and Neo don't have any clothes. Except for the ones they're wearing, obviously. Sorry.
So I'm sitting naked at a table, scrounging down food.
Cover yourself.
Um, so yeah, I think we should go speak to the commissioner and then go pick up our clothes and see if we can get into the upper section of the city.
Were they gonna be ready in a day?
Yeah, she did
The
say to
clothes.
come back the next morning.
Let's fucking go. Okay.
Okay, so you
Um,
guys are heading to the arena.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's head to the arena.
Any other discussions want to happen in the meantime? We're shooting straight there.
Should
No,
we
I
not
think-
check our clothes first, just because the arena's on the other side?
Yeah, maybe. I think you're right. Let's pick up our clothes and then go to the arena.
I think it will be en route, right, Doc?
So if we go back to the city map 1 second. So the tailor was in this over here.
Oh, to the arena.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
after.
we'll go to the arena first then.
Okay, so you head on out into a bright, nice day. Just before you leave, though, the clerk at the front desk catches your eye and asks if you'd like to pay for one more night. If you'd be coming back in the evening so that they know to reserve the same room for you.
Mm.
Yeah?
So I paid for 2 nights, Dax. So the night that just passed and the one that's incoming. And she's asking for the next day.
I'm pretty sure you guys have slept here twice now, haven't you?
No,
No.
because the first day we came here.
We went here, dropped some stuff off, and then went shopping.
Exactly.
That's right. You guys, the first, yes. Okay, this is the second day. Sorry, you've still got this for one more night. Then, all right, cool.
Don't scam us.
I'm sorry, shut up. So out into the wonderful afternoon light you go. It's a really nice day today. Street is very, very busy with people. Again, this main street along the city. You get a lot of people walking across like the sides of it, and then through the middle you'll get the occasional horse cart riding through, the occasional rickshaw even, just transporting people around the city. It's just the main pathway for anyone to walk on pretty much wherever they're going. You guys head on up and you walk to the arena. It takes you probably about like an hour and a half to walk there. It doesn't take too long until you're in front of the big grand site that is the arena itself. Again, just being a massive coliseum. There is someone outside the front that you recognize. It is the guard that Shift spoke to before, who ended up putting in a good word and getting you your VIP box next to the commissioner, which allowed you to even get around to this whole thing at all.
Dex, can I ask a question?
Of course.
Do you remember how much we paid for the clothes? Because I took out 10 plat and then I've paid for that, right? And I don't remember how much I've got
I
left
think
with me.
it was like
We haven't paid.
I don't think we paid because I didn't have
I
any
did
money
pay
on
for
me.
something though.
You bought some
Mm.
magic items, I think, right?
You probably also paid for the
Yeah,
Oh
you did.
yeah,
box as well.
I bought the rat hat. How much was that?
That was like less than 100 gold. That was.
Well, everything was 130 and I paid 100, so you paid only 30. You should have 7 platinum left.
Okay, thank you.
Pretty sure as
problem.
well the clothes were in the like 30 gold range.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
I think.
It's like 35 for
Um,
each of you or something.
Can I make a quick slight little retcon?
Sure.
I want to leave one of the windows open in our room at the inn.
Okay. Are you leaving the do not clean sign on the front door?
No, but will they close the window?
You don't know. Cleaners come in and cleans the rooms.
Probably
Um,
will. I mean, Andros probably would go to close the window if he spots it open when you go to leave.
Yeah. Our money won't be safe if you open a window.
We're like 3 stories up.
Yeah, I know
Um,
having the druid friends fly in and steal our gold.
Yeah,
I don't trust her.
I sent some messages to the druids and they haven't responded yet. So, and just I want to leave a window open in case an animal
Okay.
messenger will come in.
Okay. So I see shift opening the window, and I'm a little sussed out by it. So I just spend 10 minutes to cast alarm in like the 5-foot area of a window.
Okay.
Would you be able to receive anything if you're far away?
Yes. So so if it's a silent alarm, it can notify me. I believe it's within 1 mile.
Awesome.
Let me check.
Okay.
Alarm spell is very good.
Yeah, within 1 mile.
Which would definitely cover the area of the city. So, Shift's leaving the window open. Andros is planting an alarm spell across the window. Anything else?
I'm getting 10 platinum out of my money.
Okay.
I checked to make sure I still got 10 platinum in my boots.
I guess I'm taking out 30G for the clothes when we go there.
Okay.
I spent a little bit of money on the ticket and the map, so I'm just going to refresh and go back to 35 platinum, which I'm keeping in my armor.
Okay.
I'm putting them in the shoes because I've seen Andros do it. Yeah, I think it's fun.
Sid is doing push-ups with Sisu on his back.
That's cute. So, finally heading out of the building. You guys are making your way over to the arena. Said it's a nice day, and there's the guard outside that Shift recognizes. He's sort of just standing guard, turned around talking to another guard at the moment. Hasn't seen you approach yet.
I'm going to approach the guard.
Okay.
Hey.
Oh, hey. Oh, hey. That's just the people I was hoping to see. The commissioner's expecting you.
Oh, fantastic. And thanks for your help yesterday. We did get to speak with him.
No, it's no problem. Yeah,
That's probably
I heard about it. Hopefully there may be a nice big event coming soon as well, from what I hear.
I hope so.
Well, I mean, so he will be up in his meeting room. He'll be wanting to see you straight away. Just come up and follow me. And you watch as he scoots across the side, not to where like the big ticket vendors or the big entrances are to the Coliseum, but to a side door that's got a separate little guard stood by it. He unlocks it and heads inside. Are all of you following?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
As you all follow in, you're led up several stairs, up and up and up and up and up, and you eventually come to a corridor. You don't walk too far until the guard knocks on a door, and you hear from inside a "Come in!" from the commissioner calling from the inside. As you two enter the room looks like a board meeting room. Is a big, long wooden table with several chairs all around it. You see the commissioner sat at the head of the table, and you see one other figure sat at the table with him. Jay, if you please, could you describe the other figure at the table?
You lied.
Fucking sneaky fuckers.
Jay, you
This
there?
thing is connected.
Oh, hey, there he is.
Well, okay. Seated opposite the commissioner, we have a silver-scaled dragonborn in leather, and like it is leather armor, the armor of an adventurer, but clearly and showily heavily tailored and filigreed, inlaid with these like fancy, elaborate patterns of swirls and musical notes, and also backed up the musical theme by a very long, thin instrument on his back. I don't know if how many people have seen a dulcimer. It sort of looks like a stretched violin in some ways. very strange, and we just sort of sat leaned back very easy, taking it easy, but did look up at your entry and is now eyeing you appraisingly, shall we say.
Oh, the wayward wanderers. Come in and sit down, will you? Take a seat. They're all ready for you. So, reason you are all here today is that we want to have discussions about a potential event to happen in a while, like a week, maybe a bit more, of some kind of scale. You've been telling me that you'd like a fight. We just so happen to have had a mercenary group in town for the past couple of weeks who have been looking for such a thing. So, this is him. This is Nathaniel. Nathaniel, these are the Wayward Wanderers.
Is there a name
Yes,
to your
Mr.
group?
Edgewood. Oh, yes, we are. I'm here representing my group, the Troubledoors. Yes.
The
Uh,
troubled.
Troubledoors. It's like troubadours. Why does this always happen?
Trouble doors, like
Yes.
Dumbledore's.
If that helps you, certainly.
Oh, and you're
Good
Nathaniel.
Yes, Nathaniel Senevray, at your service. You will have, of course, have heard of me.
I don't think I have.
No, the Winged Wonder, the Silver Singer. I mean, I
No,
guess
it
we
doesn't
can't
ring a
all
bell.
be. Guess you haven't been attending too many performances. We cannot all be followers of culture, I suppose. I do recommend. Like, I'm worth seeing if I do say so myself.
Where can I see you?
Oh, anywhere. I tour all over. It's. See, where have I been recently? All
Are you
over,
doing a
honestly.
tour here right now?
In a manner of speaking, we've been here with charming commissioner of this arena, trying for some time to drum up an event where we can have a nice bout of fisticuffs with some brave adventurers and get our name even further out there. Honestly, we've been looking for a group brave enough to take on my merry band for weeks. And if you, the saviours of Edgewood in the flesh, who haven't you just been the talk of the island? And if you've done what everyone says you've done, taking you lot down in the arena is going to be a real feather in our caps, it must be said.
Interesting. So you've heard of us?
Yes.
So where's the rest of the Troubledoors then?
Around scouting, purchasing, doing whatever it is that Nix does whenever we're not paying attention to them. I'm here as a representative. I am the illustrious leader. You can assume that I speak on all of their behalves, even
see.
the once.
Are we able to meet the rest of the team before the fight?
Would that be necessary?
I just think it's a nice formality, you know?
I mean, you're meeting the important one, I have to say.
Hmm.
I think it's also not a bad idea to know who we're going up against. You know, you're getting to meet all of us today. Seems only fair, right?
I mean, it's as you so kindly pointed out. I have been hearing a lot about your group recently. It's had you just had your ear slightly more to the ground, you could have had a comparable amount of research done about all of us going into this meeting.
Well, this is the first time we've found out about your name, so...
Yes, as you keep saying.
Not only your name, I think she meant your group name. Because no one really told us who we are playing against.
Yes, I'm given to understand from your fantastically publicized exploits that you're relatively recent in coming here specifically, since you're over ever so famously at Edgewood.
Oh,
So,
we arrived yesterday.
Yeah, so it makes some sense that it's only coming up now.
I just ask. It's the first time doing one of these fights. So is it a fight for death or?
Well, so we do have some home rules here at the arena. The way these fights will work is that both teams will enter the battlefield and stand in your designated points on roughly even sides from each other, and on the command of go, the fight will commence. Because it's quite boring for spectators to watch people fall unconscious, get healed, get back up, fall unconscious, get healed, get back up, over and over and over again, the way it works here is that the moment any of you fall unconscious, you are immediately healed by a member of staff in the stands, who will then telekinesis you up and out of the fight, and you'll be out of the fight for the remainder of the fight, and should you resist that, your team will automatically be disqualified. So it's just a matter of keeping yourselves conscious at all times, and the first team to knock every member unconscious will win. There's hopefully not going to be a matter of deaths here, because we'd like it if you come back and fight again. So we don't want to be killing off all our customers, so to say. So that's how this will work here.
I understand your concerns, of course, but we're professionals. We would never dream of beating you up so badly that you wouldn't have a chance at a rematch down the line.
Oh, I just wouldn't want to be blamed for people dying again. I just want to make sure.
What do you mean again?
No comment.
Sorry, just to make sure. You mean a person leaves the arena once they hit unconscious? Is that it?
Yes, once you are knocked unconscious,
okay.
A staff member in our stands will use telekinesis to pick you up and essentially airlift you out of the fight.
I got the rest, thank you.
Good.
I used telepathic speech on Baylor. I am kinda concerned about being knocked unconscious and being revealed as a changeling. Do you think that's the safest thing we should be doing in this town currently?
I'm not sure it's the safest thing we can be doing, but we have some things we can do to try and prevent you from being knocked unconscious. I have some ideas.
Okay, well, let's hope for the best, I guess.
Well, so can I assume that the two of you are willing to commit to this fight then?
Tron, you haven't told us what we're going to get for winning.
Oh, of course, there's just, I was just making sure that the matchup is to your liking first, and then we can proceed to talk about prize winnings. So, is this matchup okay then?
Just one last thing, which I think is kind of important. How many people are you in your team, Nathaniel?
Nathaniel, thank you.
Yeah, okay.
So this is a point I was going to bring up. There only appear to be 5 of you.
Yeah.
Practically 4.5, frankly. We of the illustrious Troubledoors number 6, so it would be... is there someone you could bring in to make it an even fight? We, of course, we rather pride ourselves on our teamwork, and we would like to not hamper ourselves by making it a 5-on-5 and losing one of our mighty members, just for the sake of fairness.
You want to have 6? Well, you better bring 12. 6 will be fine. We'll be just fine. Wouldn't it be guys?
Well, I like your confidence, even if I think your assessment and intelligence could use some work.
Okay.
Well, if they're willing to skew the odds in their out of their favour even further, then I see no reason to deny them that right. 5 versus 6 it is. Just ensure that everyone knows they chose it that way.
I don't think we agreed on that, did we? I feel like we should discuss it as a team before we move on to such depth in our agreement, because I do feel like having one less member would be rather difficult for us, and maybe we can try to find a sixth member before we start this competition. What do you think, team?
I would. We should just do it. It's gonna be easy. Remember that little city that we defended? We fought off like what? 50? 40? No, like
I-
60?
I have a
It's like an
suggestion on
mistake.
Cedric to shut the fuck up.
So I would suggest we
My eyes go blank.
keep the option, perhaps we just mentioned, but we will keep the option to have 6 people open. But for now, we'll say 5. But we could just turn up with 6 on the day. It should still be fine.
I start drooling. It's awfully close to your shoes, Angsty.
Just because I've got an
alright.
idea of the 6th person.
Okay, then
I'm
6
looking at
versus
Cedric
6.
drooling,
It
very
should
unimpressed.
be.
If you can find someone who's equally willing to go against the mighty Troubledores,
Yeah.
because it has to be said, we've been here a while, and you're the first group who's even dared.
Well, I guess we are open to some fun, aren't we? Hopefully we are not such an easy target for you guys.
Oh, please do try to put on a show. It's your
Oh yeah, for sure.
your deeds precede you, so it would be ever so disappointing if you all went down effortlessly. This is Grand Colosseum. We should put on a performance.
Of course. And it would
Well,
be such a pleasure to be against the mighty. What was your name again? Troubled fellas?
Troubledores.
Lovely. Cool.
well, I think that's fine enough terms to agree to for now. Given that you are a team of 5, you are within your right to bolster your ranks to even the matches, but we can go ahead and agree to the match now, and as long as a 6th man, if it is to be confirmed, is, brought to my attention before the match itself, then absolutely that could be allowed, even if it's close to last minute. Is that okay terms for everyone here at the table?
Absolutely.
Now let's talk money.
Yes, let's talk money indeed. So the way that we usually do things here is we have some flat prize money. That again, we'll discuss in just a second. But then we usually factor in a small percentage of ticket sales as well, because the more of a event you can drum up, and more people that you can get you, at the end of the day, it's better business for both of us. So if we're giving you a percentage of sales tickets, maybe you'd go out and advertise yourselves a bit more of the fight that's happening. Because the more people that know about it, the more people who, be willing to come. Especially since some of our tickets do go for really cheap in the not so nicely set up areas. So, that being said, how does an amount of 10,000 gold to the winning team sound?
Beto just looks at everybody else for guidance.
Didn't we get way more for doing... Oh no, what do we get for saving Edgewood?
It was 1,000 each.
And do you say that out loud?
No, I'm asking in... Because I wasn't at the session when we got paid for that, so...
Oh yeah,
We
I
got
just shoved it in your
6,000
bags.
gold and 5 platinum.
But how did we get all this fucking platinum?
Yeah, that's what it was.
From the
1,000 gold
Edward thing.
each.
Which is
100 platinum.
100 platinum.
Wow. So now we'll be getting a K each. No, 2K each if we win.
Yeah.
If we stay as 5.
I don't think it's a good idea to stay as 5 whatsoever.
Well, that's where I think my plan comes in. So if you look in chat, that's
Oh,
my
sorry, I
plan.
didn't read it.
That's my plan. And then me and Anxie both change to look like a person we've kidnapped, so we don't know who is their actual family member.
Holy fuck, okay. But the guy's not from here. How are you gonna find his family? Or you mean his
I mean, even that, or
party
just
members?
we just find like a young child or something.
Where?
I like how you're thinking.
I mean, I think out of character, and Scuppy agrees that we're fine with 5, right, Scuppy?
Guys,
Oh.
you but
I'm asking out of character.
Oh.
I'm not asking Sid.
Well, yes, of course. Of course, that's thinks that's fucking fine. He thinks himself to be like. He can probably all 6 of them by
yes,
himself.
Cedric is very confident, as a character. He doesn't think a lot. But keep in mind
No,
that
I'm good
we
in
won't
combat.
be fighting like some zombies we meet on the road. We're gonna fight some players that would be pretty much the same level as us. And this dude's playing a fucking bard.
So I think the most important thing about this fight is going to be the initiative rolls. Now,
That as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Are we able to re-roll initiative rolls using inspiration?
Yep.
Okay, so we need to all
Okay.
find a way of getting inspiration.
I've got that, and I got lucky.
Like Sid is absolutely useless in most fucking RP or social role situations, but when it comes to combat,
He knows how to hit things.
he's gonna obliterate things.
Yeah, and I got
he's
haste
OP.
for you.
I do think my plan is inspired though, Dax.
It is
I mean-
an inspired plan, to be sure.
If you guys want to do that, that's fine. Zinni would not be involved in kidnapping a child, though, I don't think.
I mean, that's fine.
I mean, you won't be kid. You just find like a homeless kid, pay him like 5 copper, and just,
It's not kidnap, it's just coerce.
Uh,
like
I
there's
can.
a meal in this arena. Go over there.
I could probably use silvery barbs for initiative rolls as well. Well, 1 and give advantage to
I
someone.
mean, one thing I think as well is it would be worthwhile for anyone who doesn't have to buy a
Yeah.
scroll of counterspell.
I guess keeping. Oh, you should be able to cast such level spell.
Yeah, I mean, as long as it's part of your class spells, you should be able to cast it fine. But obviously, like I don't have it, for example. But having a scroll of counterspell will be.
It's gonna be
useful.
costly as fuck, though. Keep that in
Yeah,
mind.
but it could, say, the problem we're going to have is we're going to use CC on them, but they could also if they polymorph Scup or something,
Yeah.
you're kind of screwed.
Well, let's not give Jay ideas. Let's keep the conversation for outside this.
Well, wait till I'm gone, that's entirely fair.
Yeah, and let's hope he wouldn't. Well, let's wait until the whole session is over and he's not streaming, so we can talk about it.
No, I mean, so think about it. So what we do is
No.
I've got a plan.
No.
He's going to be listening anyway. This is out of character, so he knows about it. I'm not actively discussing
Well-
character with the guy there.
What I will say, I will be
But he's
quite
still
stern on
here.
myself to not use anything that a character I'm playing does not know.
So what I'm thinking is, we have the orphan in the arena, and then we simulate a shambler attack to try and distract them.
I think that's gonna end the fight or something. So maybe not.
For the record
Okay,
as well, the 6 characters of the Troubledores have already been made. His stats already set up, and all the sort of spells and that's already in place. That's not going to be changing based on what
Yeah.
you guys decide to do.
Yeah.
Who's made
Okay.
them?
How long?
Jay
until
has made
we
them.
have- How long do we have?
How
until-
much does he know of our characters?
Everything.
Jay knows everything about your characters.
We're so fucked, guys. We're
I did
fucked.
not build any of these characters specifically to be okay, and this is how I'm dealing with you, and this is how I'm dealing with you.
Fuck.
I've made a balanced party. Don't worry about me
Uh-huh.
just being okay, and this is how I'm going to cast this one spell on the one I know is a changeling and out them in front of an entire crowd. I'm not doing anything like that.
Do you know what's the biggest issue though? You said
Hmm?
a balanced party, and we're not that. So,
Quite balanced, so.
okay, never mind.
I think, out of character, right? We can't really die. The changeling part is the one issue that we just have to think about and how to deal with it. Okay.
Yeah.
Besides that, if we lose, we lose. You know, it's fine. But I think
Yeah.
format-wise, we're quite sufficient. Quite good. Good.
Are the balanced party the same level as us?
Am I allowed to say?
Can neither confirm nor deny, but I wouldn't make this a completely one-sided fight. This has to be winnable for you to even want to engage with it.
Now, Nathaniel's level 20. I'm going to.
Okay, so I've been sassy towards a level 20 Bard. Awesome.
Yeah.
To be clear, if you did sass a level 20 bard,
It's gonna play you a nice song, and you suddenly your
you
heart
wouldn't make it
explodes.
out of the room.
Yeah. Alright, do we want to participate, guys? Is 10k enough? Are we talking
Yeah.
about?
So how long do we have until the fight?
Well, what I was thinking is that it needs to be like a week minimum, just so that we can get all the proper marketing out there, get the word on the street, get potentially adverts out to around Nibblegup and Dragon's Rest, 'cause that's where usually a lot of people will want to come to witness the show and that, especially if there's some big ticket people playing like yourselves. So as much excitement as we can drum up as possible.
Guys, I think we should fucking do it. My weapon, and I swing around my new axe. You know, it's hungry.
DM?
Don't forget its name, Scorpion.
Darling number 3.
Yes, Anxie?
Would the week be enough for people from Dragon's Rest to come to this town?
Let's have a look at the island map.
Yeah, because if that's the case...
Dragon's Rest, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. It's just over 3 days travel, and a week is 9 days.
Oh, guys, we can go to Settletown in the meantime. Okay, that was my question. Lovely. Thank you.
I think the time we probably better spend like looking up the other team and trying to poison one of the other team before the fight.
You do that. Okay?
Well, I see some staircases on the map. I think Sid wants to run up and down and play out of the tiger in the background. You know, getting ready for the fight.
Oh god, not the
Oh,
montage.
no.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, we can ask Nate politely to play Eye of the Tiger for you.
If you're the one asking, you're going to have to be real freaking polite based on how this conversation has gone.
I've got suggestion, And I've got many ways to re-roll a bad roll or make you roll at disadvantage. You might be, playing that tune for us.
Yeah, which is definitely a song in the universe of Dungeons and Dragons, by the way.
Which is Eye of the Otyugh or something.
Yeah, I have the dragon.
Also, just thinking, for the 6th person, we could just hire like the biggest, scariest person we could find. Doesn't matter how good they are, as just like somebody who's like a meat shield to take a hit.
I think we should definitely look around for like a 6th person since you guys want that so much. Which could be quite hilarious because that means like Dex is fighting along with us.
I mean, technically, Dax is not fighting us because Jace created the characters, right? So we can...
In a way.
You're turning the DM against me.
No, he should be impartial.
He's impartial, and it's bold of you to assume that he hasn't specifically given me instructions to fuck you all up.
Oh, fuck.
I knew it.
Oh, I
We all
didn't
know
really...
Dax is a rat. You don't need to tell us.
Yeah, it's okay, guys. I didn't really care about this character anyway.
I mean, this has been specifically designed so that you guys won't die.
Exactly. That's
Well,
the thing.
yeah, but it's just going unconscious is quite fucked for me, isn't it?
Depends.
Sounds like a you problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have a talk before the fight then as well, and or maybe can we find a sixth person that helps you not get discovered or something? I don't know. Maybe that's the sixth person, or you just order Sid to bodyguard you at all times.
Well, Sid will have to bodyguard me regardless, because I'll be giving him haste.
Good.
And if people attack me, I might lose the haste.
Good.
If we put you in a
Trade-off.
robe that like covers your face and so on, does that help if you transform when you?
Should.
Then they won't see it, right?
From what I remember, the transformation is rather graphic, so I don't know.
I suppose with
So-
regards
so
to
what we
covering
do-
it, how different is the body shape?
Yes.
Mm.
So what we do is, if that happens, we all seem very surprised and accuse the other team of casting something to polymorph or something.
True. Well, yeah.
It's like, and then accuse them.
Or
of
I get them
taking someone who's already
disqualified. Be
gone.
like, what have you done to her?
Just a suicide run Anxian and just be like DQ.
It's gonna be fine.
I've got an out of character question.
Mhm.
I don't know if I missed it, but so it's 10,000 gold for the winning team.
Yep.
You also spoke of a ticket share.
Yes. So the commissioner pipes up again. So, what we normally do is 3% of ticket sales will go to the winning team, but since I think we really can drum up a big crowd with this, if you
Absolutely.
manage to fill the entire crowd, it'll be bumped up to 5%.
I can't
Well,
imagine
they-
it happening any other way.
Will there be any flyers to sort of?
Of course, that's exactly what we'll be doing. We'll do a big banner across the front of the area, people walk past it all day.
I'll take a stack of flyers, please.
Sure thing. We have people who will go down to some of the bigger pubs in the Scrounge, down to the Twins and that, and will proclaim of the event that's happening, get people excited, get something on the notice boards and that.
Zinni's our manager.
PR officer.
As the losing team is part of the bringing up a crowd, does the losing team get a percentage of the tickets?
Say that again.
As the losing team is also part of what's drumming up this crowd and bringing spectators into the arena, does the losing team also get a percentage of the ticket sales?
No, this is an all or nothing battle.
You literally said that there is a flat price, or was that only for the winner?
All of it's only for the winner. It's 10,000 gold and 3% of ticket sales, but if the arena's full, I'm willing to bump that up to 5% of ticket sales.
Okay, guys, we better find a fucking rogue so they can steal all the money afterwards, okay? Well, in that case, if Zinni thinks that we should try out, we might be up for it.
Alright then. So,
Excellent.
the Wayward Wanderers and the Troubledoors. I will be sure.
What does the trouble doors mean, by the way?
Trouble with doors.
It's a good name. The troubadours, the musicians.
Are you all musicians in your
Well, no,
party?
I'm the only musician in the group, but
So everything's basically so you're basically defining the whole group. Is that it?
Talk about narcissism.
You must be very powerful. I'm curious now.
I'm looking forward to this.
Sorry for
Me
giving you a
too.
hard time. I've been just curious. Are you the one that have left the owner of the Marvelous Mystery Store
What?
quite astounded.
Well,
Is
I
he not
imagine
the-
so, but
Okay, I'm curious then. You might be very, very good.
been to that store. It's... Whereabouts in the upper section is it?
Is that not the person? Fuck.
It's not in the upper section.
Yeah, I'm in character.
Yeah, I know. I'm telling them so that they know.
I know it's not in the upper section. It's just that last session you played it off as a Dragonborn bard guy, being very flirty towards the owner of
It
the store.
was a fire genasi.
Oh, fuck! It was, yeah.
A what now?
Not him. I might have gotten very confused.
Who's got their fire genasi out?
That's what we're filling the silence with, huh?
Oh god.
I think it's better, yeah.
I just like making people laugh, sorry.
Yeah, I love
Don't
it.
apologise for that.
Apart from Gareth.
What the fuck, man?
Indeed.
I wanted to make a compliment towards the bard guy because we have been wokey bullying him and I made it even worse.
Did you mention that you heard about a fire genasi at Marvelous Mysteries?
Oh, I literally mentioned that I've heard about a Dragonborn bard. And it was
Do you want to
wrong.
retcon that and say fire genasi instead?
I'd love to not mention it in general, if that's possible, but...
Is that a race?
Yes.
Yes.
I just got confused because it seemed like the other character was also a bard, so I just got very, very, very lost.
Maybe he knows him. Ask.
I don't feel like it anymore, thank you very much.
Okay.
Extremely embarrassed after that, I would just leave the room.
And then there were 4.
Okay, so then the other team aren't native to the city. Just thinking, are we able to find out where they're staying in a sly way? Like, Zinni, could you ask them, for, say we're new to the city as well, have you got any suggestions as to, where a good place to stay is?
You can ask them that yourself.
How are you saying this? Are you saying this in front of him? Are you whispering? Are you in my brain?
Speaking out of character at the moment. Basically, I'm trying to, if there's between us, is there a way of finding out where they are staying?
Well, if you want to do some sneaky shit, then I think it makes sense for you to ask where they're staying.
Yeah, I mean, sure. The quiet guy in the corner could ask, any suggestions on good hotels. That doesn't seem sus at all.
Well, Zinni doesn't want to kidnap kids.
No, I'm not talking about that.
We all have our lines in the sand, don't we?
So the plan is, presumably they've stocked up on healing potions. If we can sneak into where they're staying and replace some of those healing potions with poison, that could be useful.
Oh my god.
Oh no, he's cooking.
Yeah, this is terrible.
Don't worry, Tony, we're not fucking kidnapping kids.
Yeah,
It's
this
all a
is
bit.
slightly more ethical.
I don't think Zinni wants to sneak in and poison them either.
I don't think we're doing that
You don't know
either.
we're doing that. Like, you don't know that.
I mean, technically, there is no fucking way Zinni would know to ask them that. Like, if you want her to ask something like that, you should probably use telepathic speech or something, or ask them yourself.
I also think that if
It's out of character.
if you want to achieve this type of stuff, you better have a good reason for it, for your character, and you might want to do it under the table. Because just telling like, oh, your character doesn't know, well, I don't know, doesn't really add much. You know what I'm saying? Like, try to be sneaky about it if you actually want to do that.
I think Andros was thinking you were going to agree to his plan.
I don't know. I like Sid would find it silly, like why poison something if you can just solo it all yourself, right? At least that's what Sid thinks. And then the rest of the party's probably too good-hearted to really want to do that. Plus, Andros should know that by now as well. He's quite intelligent, right? So
Oh, that's fine. We'll just wait a week and just go in and fight him and see what happens then.
What are you afraid of?
We can theory craft after, but what I was saying, basically just saying it out of character, to her being like, ask them that because my character doesn't really talk, is just, I don't think it's how it works. You can prompt her to ask them, but not like that.
Well, seems like we've come to an agreement then. Like I said, we'll start drumming up excitement as soon as we can. And I think it's going to be a good match. The Commissioner extends his hand out to Nathaniel to shake his hand.
Immediately accepts the proffered hand, shakes it vigorously.
And then he turns and puts his hand out towards Zinni, because she's probably the one sat closest. Which one you use your...
Zinni shakes her hand and looks at Nathaniel.
Can Sid move forward and because everyone is like shaking hands, right? So he walks up to Nathaniel and wants to shake his hand, and he says, "To a good boy." And can I roll for strength for my handshake?
You definitely can.
Oh,
Jay, that's coming through the mic very loudly.
What is? Oh, the typing.
yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. The microphone is right next to the keyboard.
Yeah. Well, first of all, are you accepting my handshake? Before I do this strength roll. So Sid extends his hand towards you. And
Jay,
says,
is Nathaniel accepting?
You know, let's have a good fight.
Is his internet gone again or
Is
something?
it fair for me to say make a persuasion check here? Is
Oh,
it fair to say make a persuasion check here? Because Nathaniel's not very impressed by Cedric.
persuasion check for what?
To accept the handshake, I suppose.
No, it's just a straight yes or no if you want to.
Okay. Well, absolutely, yeah.
Okay. It'll be a regular strength check, not a save. So what's your strength modifier? It's +4.
It would have been 14.
Would have been 14. What are you trying to do with this handshake, Sid?
Hurt him.
A really firm handshake is what I'm going for. Based on his, I guess, whatever constitution. I don't know.
Actually, if that's the case, then Jay, just write in our DMs what Nathaniel's plus to strength is.
I mean, I've done the roll if you're interested, but...
I've done the roll on my end, so just tell me what his plus
Okay.
to strength is.
Well, it's this, so...
Okay. Sid, can you roll just 1d6 improvised damage?
I thought that's where this was going.
As Cedric shakes your hand, you feel as his entire giant half-orc hand grips around you and starts to try and crunch and squeeze your hand as hard as you can. And rather than shaking your hand, he's kind of just like trembling with how much he's sort of tensing as he's squeezing your hand. And you take 2 points of damage.
Okay, that's quite enough of that. I do need to play an instrument.
Oh no.
I'm nodding at him with my eyes like wide open, like just nodding. And I let go of his hand.
Pull it back in and sort of clutch it to my chest and just sort of like... Yes, definitely looking forward.
Well, but that certainly seals the deal then. I'll be sending out contacts to you afterwards. Where are you guys staying in? And he points at you, Zinni.
Oh, the ladies' garden. That's it.
Right,
It
I'll
sounds
be
like cubes.
sending a messenger to you when we get some news and whatnot. When we get a bit closer to the date. And Nathaniel, where are you staying in within the city?
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that all your work hasn't got you lodgings in the upper quarter, which is, of course, where we're staying, in the Jeweled Repose.
Alright, I'll be sending a message there, like I said, closer to the day.
I was taking notes.
Right, well, we'll be seeing you all soon. Thank you so much for coming. Take care of yourselves and put on a good show.
Of course.
Who's leaving the room first? Apart from Anxie, who's already left the room.
Oh, I left right after my handshake, basically. Just turned around and walked away.
Anyone who's like staying in the room after Sid may see Nathaniel just sort of slightly glowering at that back as it goes.
I'm whistling when I leave.
That's a nice tune.
Okay, there's no maybe. You see him glowering.
That's like a really bad tune.
As you all leave the arena one by one, you head back down the stairs and you are out in the open once more with the knowledge that you will be back here in just over a week to fight to, not the death, but to the unconscious, and potentially win yourselves a lot of gold and notoriety.
Shall I leave you to the call for now then and resume the stream?
Are they just letting your character walk off? First of all, which direction are you walking?
Straight to the upper quarter, I should think.
Okay. What are you guys doing? Are you attempting to follow him? Or are you sort of like letting him walk off?
Jesus, you want us to assassinate him or something?
No,
What's
I'm
going
just
on?
leaving the opportunity so that, like, you know, he's
mean-
walking off, but, like, does he leave your sights?
If he's going to the fucking upper quarter, even if we follow him, we can't like go into it. So why would we bother?
Andros can.
Can he?
He's got some abilities which allow him to get in there, I'm sure.
You mean changing the way he looks and invisibility?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could do that as well.
Andros, what about it?
No, just let him go.
Okay. If we're letting him go, that means Jay will be leaving the call then. So then Nathaniel's walking off into the distance and that's it? Okay, no one wants to tell you. Jay, thank you so much for joining us briefly. If you are needed, will you be around for the rest of the stream?
I'd certainly do my best to. It's just a matter of the internet connection.
Alright. Well, appreciate you and awkward time joining. Thank you so much. We'll see you soon, buddy.
Have fun, everyone.
Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Jay.
Thank you.
It's a good egg. Okay.
It's always a nice surprise, yeah.
Dude, the moment you guys were saying last session oh my god, we need to get Jay to be our 6th man. He messaged me at the DMs afterwards to say, that'll be a fun time, and I said, fuck no, it won't, you're gonna be the enemy.
Dex, you fucking suck. You already knew you wanted the people to be 6 and to be against us, and you didn't. The only person we could have taken as our 6th player, you made him basically play against us.
There's nothing stopping you from getting a 6th man from somewhere within the city.
Well, kind of. A lot of things are stopping us because you're creating all of the NPCs.
Literally any NPC you could rope in if you talk well enough. And if they want to. You're new to the city, remember? There's not really much that you know about just yet. But with that said, the day is yours.
I think we need to head to the tailor.
Yeah.
Okay. Heading further up in the direction of where Nathaniel was heading, you guys head on up. Start to come across some blue-roofed buildings, seeing Marvellious mysteries on the side. You take a turn to find yourself at the tailor where you were yesterday. Did I write down what this place was called? Didn't write it down, but I know I gave it a name. Does anyone remember what I called it? The Glimmering Thread! I did write it down. It's on the other page.
Yeah.
You guys all just going inside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I just follow you guys around.
As you all enter the Glimmering Thread, a nice atmosphere takes over you once more as there's a couple of customers about looking around at different pieces. The lady spots you immediately, and oh, hello there. Your pieces are done. There's just a couple more little tiny trimmings that I can do, depending on what you may like and what not. So, would you like to come through and see, dressing room wise, how they feel and look?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's try them on.
So, she takes you into the side rooms and shows you all the clothes she's prepared for you. Those of you that bought them, which is, I believe, just 3 of you, can you please describe what these new clothes look like? You basically have gotten whatever you'd like. Please describe what they look like.
What does a fancy sort of robe look like?
It can be whatever you want it to be. It's of like
the
good
part.
craft, so it's like it's always going to like look expensive just by, you know, the materials used and the time that's been put into working it. But in terms of like functionally what it actually looks like, that's just down to you.
Okay, I found something off Google.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm doing the same.
It looks like this.
Holy, some holy looking, almost priest vestments sort of things with a
Yeah.
nice giant white robe with lots of gold trimmings around the shoulders, right down the front, and on the cuffs at the bottom of the sleeves. Underneath is a sort of reddish underrobe that flows gently downwards as well. Very nice.
I think that would look nice on Zinni.
I mean, what wouldn't? Let's be real.
You better not be hitting on my gnome.
What the fuck?
That's
Damn.
literally what's happening. He doesn't even have a character to hit on with it, so it's like, huh? Yeah, take a sip of your drink.
Yeah, I will. Alright.
Stop being thirsty.
Baylor, what would you like your new clothes to look like?
Fedor doesn't really have an idea, but from what he's seen around in the city, he just wants some smart-looking clothes. Nice jacket, nice pants.
Some nice formal-looking attire.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a really nice blazer with trimmed browns and greens to complement the Actually, no, sorry. I remember what she did. You didn't have control over this. You said do whatever, and she said, I know exactly what I'm going to do for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so for you, what she actually comes out with, it still is some kind of like a blazer, but you see that it's some sort of like shoulder pads to it, and it's all in like reds and dark urbans and some little flecks of orange to really match and mirror your big red bushy hair and your fiery magic, which she didn't know about at the time, but fits you all too well. The shoulder pads seem to sort of like curve off into what looks like sort of flames, and it's very sort of like thin, wispy fabric that, as you move, only moves very gently. So it's not like a big cloak that's draping or anything, but it just like gives off the feel of smouldering embers. Underneath that, you have a very deep brownish red shirt underneath with some nice dark red, nice formal trousers as well.
That sounds good.
And Anxie, what are you looking like?
I did see it earlier, so I missed most of it, but I'm gonna send a picture in a second.
Okay.
So hold up, we're getting clothing, fancy clothing. All of it?
Yes.
Yeah, to go to the upper side of the
Got
city.
it.
Well, we don't know about Sid unless she's already got something that's gonna work.
Well, my, you're a big one, aren't you? Are you needing something as well? Fitting with the upper class in this areas? She says, looking up at you, Sid.
Yeah.
Well, if you might be wanting something, I could surely find something that'll fit you. You are a bit bigger than my normal clientele, let's say, but I certainly wouldn't mind scrounging around in the back for you.
I only have one demand.
Oh,
I want to have a cape.
want to have a cape? A
A
nice,
red cape.
fine
Yes.
cloak will suit any good gentleman, of course.
Cape. I didn't say cloak. Cape.
Well, I mean, a cloak and a cape are more or less the same thing, love.
Oh, well, why didn't you say that then?
Well, yeah, it's just, sorry, it's tailored terms, you know how it is. Of course, how about this? And you see her rummaging around and hold something up to you. She sort of can't reach it, so can you grab this and hold it up to your shoulders?
Really?
You pick it up from her and hold it up here, and it's a nice sort of like all-in-one / robe / cloak with some like it would like button like around the abdomen and sort of like billows out to the sides. It's a very, very deep blue with some very nice golden trims and faint lines all around.
Guys, how do I look? And I kind of twirl around, you know.
You look lovely.
Thank you.
The word that comes to mind, Sid?
Yeah.
Masculine.
I'll take it.
Oh, and that's darling number 4. So the dress I asked her to make would look like something that I posted in January with it's exposing less of my legs and it having a rope as well above it.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Do you want to try and describe what it looks like, or you want to leave that to me?
Do I have to describe it more than adding a picture and the
Maybe for
image?
people listening, I'm sure Jay would like to know.
I'll let you do it.
Okay. So it's a very sort of like gothic style looking dress, very slim and tight to the body, with plenty of red trims, what looks like sort of reddish flowers all over and down the sides. Some red thread crossed going down the sides, and a skirt that sort of parts at the front, showing a deep and vibrant red on the inside and the black around the outside. You said you wanted something over this as well?
Well, it's not as short in the front. It just covers above the knee, and also I've got a black cloak as well.
and a nicely crafted black cloak to go over your shoulders and drape down the back. Beautiful. Well, you certainly are all looking the part, bar Andros. Every single one of you looks like you fit to attend some high dining ball any moment now. Are you going to be putting on your clothes and walking out the store, or are you going to be packing up and leaving it for some other time?
This is a good question. I don't know if we should pack up and save it for later and just explore where we are, like around the mid part of the town, to ask about the trouble doors or whatever they're called.
They're staying in the uppers, so maybe we want to get into the uppers and also check
Oh,
out.
okay. Well, let's put our clothes on then.
Yeah, and we're also sleeping in the same place we slept the other night, so we will be back regardless.
Okay. All of you are putting on your incredibly fancy and beautiful looking clothes, and you are heading out of the store and over to the divide. As you... it doesn't take you long because you're basically right outside. As you're coming towards the steps, two big statues either side. The statues are of two dwarves, both holding battle axes, sort of like mirrored, depending on each side that they're on. But you see that one of the dwarves has a really sort of like scrunched up face and is sort of like in the statue itself for whatever reason. There are two guards at the bottom of the stairs that see you guys approaching. Are you guys doing anything to preempt this, or are you just walking straight up? I guess you're just walking straight up then?
Can you say it again? Sorry.
So, as you come into the stairs, there's two big statues of dwarves, both of them holding battle axes. They're sort of like the same statue but mirrored, depending on which side they're on. But the statue on the left has just a scrunched up face, like he's just smelled the worst smell of his entire life. He's just sort of... The other one just looks like it's got a stoic face staring forward. The other one's just got scrunched up looking weird. There are two guards posted just at the bottom of each statue that are sort of like guarding the stairs almost, and just being careful and eyeing up everyone who's walking past. So is there anything you guys are going to do, or are you just going to attempt to walk straight up the stairs?
You asked us if we're going to preempt something. What were we preempting?
Yeah, are you like doing anything, saying anything to the guards, or are you just walking straight up the stairs?
Sorry, I was away for a second. Just before we left the table place, when they were getting changed, I just used disguise self to look like a fairly standard, business attire.
Okay.
Nothing special.
Formal business attire, white shirt, black blazer, nothing else. Okay. So are you guys just trying to confidently walk up the stairs and head on in?
Yeah.
Okay, can I get a group persuasion roll then?
Does that mean we do one each?
Yes.
Thank God it's not performance.
How have I rolled the lowest? When I'm everybody's favourite.
I'm back. Are we rolling persuasion today?
Yeah. You're all
I
low
guess
because...
that's why it was quiet, because no one was here.
Oh.
I did say I'll be right back.
Yeah.
Can I give myself guidance for this?
Yeah, you can. You guys are just trying to confidently walk past the guards with your new clothes.
So there's one hand on his chest, and he walks with quite the swagger.
Okay, so as you guys approach the stairs, the two guards spot you immediately. They spotted you a while off, and as you come closer, one of the guards starts to not pay attention, start looking up in the other direction where whatever he was looking at before. One of the guards starts to eye you all up and down. Anxie, you see that the guard's gaze lingers on you a bit longer than everyone else. But then eventually, without really saying anything,
He's perving.
he turns away, and you guys walk up the stairs.
How do I've covered the part that's showing.
You guys are in the uppers.
Now what?
We've
So-
made.
The
Well,
first
that was
thing you
easy.
notice as soon as you're immediately here is that all the buildings look immaculate. There's no more shoddy wooden carpentry work. It's all immaculate, clean stone with beautifully shined blue roof tiles. Many of which you can't see because the buildings are so tall and high up. But the ones that you can, that are close and just because of the slanted roofs and that, they genuinely shine and look beautiful. There immediately is a sort of long gazebo type thing to the left of you as you come up, where there's a couple of independent little market stalls selling. One of them selling some nice drinks, and a couple of them are selling fine little sort of small ornaments. So, what would you guys like to do here?
You said that there's some markets nearby.
There's some little market stalls underneath this thing here.
I didn't see where you just pinged, but
Yeah.
Oh, okay. What's in the stalls? Can we see?
One of them's just selling some nice refreshing drinks, and the other one is selling some small little decoration ornament things.
So just tat.
If that's what you want to call it.
And sorry,
well-
go on.
I wasn't gonna say anything really. Go ahead.
I was just gonna ask whether the buildings behind this marketplace look like are just regular buildings people are living in, or are they anything special?
They do look residential, yes. This building here, you can already see just by looking at it that it's a compilation of sort of several shops in one sort of big indoor marketplace. And this one that you can see here on the other side seems to be some very, very nice, big, fancy inn/tavern.
Okay. And do I see what's the green building called, or any indication of what it might be?
The green building, this one really catches your eye because there's lots of different magical effects going on. Almost like as you look at it, the teal blue color, which stands out quite a bit to the sort of more royal blue colors around, starts to shift and glimmer like you're looking into a gemstone, and sort of gently move across the side of the building. That's what you can see from where you're at currently.
Okay.
You guys want to go a little bit further in, see if we can spot any interesting stores?
Sounds good. I think I might go visit the green building right there. It might be a magic store.
Does look like it could be. Looks interesting.
Anyone else doing anything?
No, I'm just following people around.
Okay. Anxie, as you come up to this glimmering teal store, there's a big sign on the front in like a very fine calligraphy art that says Immaculation.
All right. Is there anything preventing me from entering? Can I just enter?
As you come to the door, it is currently closed, and there is a sign on the front of it that says closed for weekly restock.
Oh, at least no one died. Awesome.
Does it
Is
have
that-
any indication of how long it will be closed?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that as well.
Not that you can tell.
Can I see the park that's behind it?
You
Is there
do.
a
As you
way-
are walking past, you get a glimpse of the greenery behind it, and it does look to be a really nice, luscious park.
Baylor, look at that. There is a park. Would you like to go see it?
That looks amazing. Definitely want to go see that.
Shall we go then?
Okay. As you head towards it, you see what looks to be sort of like a mini sort of like hand-picked and created forest. Dense little bits of shrubberies, trees very specifically selected and put in certain areas, nice bushes and rows of beautiful flowered bushes of all different kinds of colours, from nice pastel pinks and yellows and oranges that just really mix and blend together so well. There's a nice big fountain in the middle. You do spot as well that there's two statues at either end of this park.
What do they look like?
As you go up to the first one at the top here, this one is of a dwarf.
You're wagging for me. I didn't
Oh.
hear shit.
Sorry. This one at the top here that you go to is of a dwarf. A dwarf in a nice, fine, sort of like what looks to be embroidered suit, as best you can tell in the stone that he's been etched in. And seems to be standing there prim and proper, staring off in the direction, but instead of a normal expression that you expect a statue to see, he's like, his eyes are pointing opposite, like different directions, and his mouth is open with his tongue all the way out.
Are there any signs or plaques?
Not on this statue, no.
A little bit of a weird expression on this dwarf, don't you think?
Well, looking at it, do I notice anything weird about it except for his expression?
Roll me an investigation check.
I'll give you guidance.
Yeah, I'll allow
Awesome.
guidance, yeah.
No, no. I'd like to use lucky and reroll that.
Okay.
That's just brutal. That's a bit better in guidance. 16.
Okay, with a 16. You look over it, and it's a very, very nice incredibly well-made statue. You can see that it's a good bit weathered in some parts. Like, it's definitely been here a while, but it looks like it's very well taken care of. The one thing that you do pick up on is that while the rest of the statue looks aged, as you would expect stone to be, being out bare in the elements, the face with the weird expression seems to be of a lot cleaner stone. Like, it hasn't been out here all that long, or that this is maybe some kind of new addition.
You share that with us.
I will in a second. I'm typing it in. Okay. You know, this statue is rather weird. The rest of the statue is rather older than the face. Seems like someone had a little bit of fun. Can you sense anything magical about it, Baylor?
I was going to, but I don't have the spell prepared.
Oh no! Can you sense anything magical about it, Zenny?
Detect magic. That one.
You have it prepared?
Yes.
Okay, as you cast Detect Magic. So, as you look at it, one thing that as you're taking it in, there's still the first thing that you notice is that a lot of the flowers and bushes are faintly emanating of some sort of magical energy. Incredibly faint as it is. But as you look up and look over the statue, and you look up, it's definitely not magical. But as you look at that face, there is still the faintest magical energy coming off of it, like it was in contact with magic somewhat recently.
Is there any magical essence, Tinny?
Sorry, I'm distracted as hell.
It's alright.
I didn't hear what you said.
I heard.
Spoken to by wowhead people.
Okay, so the flowers and bushes around us, they have some magical essence in them, so they might be magical, or someone's using illusion for them. As for the statue, it seems like the statue itself is not magical. However, there is some magical essence on the face of it, the weird part of it.
Make it look weird, I guess.
Yeah. Is there a plaque or something indicating who that dwarf might be?
There isn't, not for this statue, no.
Okay, so it's just, for us, it's just random dwarf that someone had fun with, in a way. Okay.
There is another statue that you can spot on the other side of the park.
I'd like to go towards it.
Okay.
And
you head on
hopefully
over
Zinni's with me.
to that statue as well. This statue is of a dwarf stood next to a pony. He has his hand on the pony. They seem to be some kind of a duo. The dwarf is sort of in some sort of half regal / half battle attire, and is sort of like holding his hand across his chest and is holding onto his collar. But his tongue is sticking out and is going up into his nostril while one of his eyes closes. He's just
The fuck?
and the horse looks like it's just heard the funniest joke of its life and is just sort of like it's let out a big giant huge breath or a cough or something. and as your detect magic is still up, Zinni, you detect the same sort of things from this as well, and your investigation would stand to check as well, Platt, is that you get the similar feeling from the previous statue as you did with this one.
It seems someone has had some fun with magic in here. I wonder whether these dwarves are notable figures of the town or just random statues with no meaning.
It is a dwarven city, right? As far as we know. Do we know that?
Those of you that have been on the island a while, you would have picked up that the lordship of this city is Dwarven.
I can't remember if we learned that in game or if you told us outside of game that it's dwarven.
You would have found out one way or another. It's incredibly common knowledge. People would have talked about it all the time.
There's like dwarf statues everywhere, so I think that makes it obvious enough, right?
Yeah, we also read some books about the worship, so we might know from
Yeah.
them.
Are we able to see the inn that the Nathaniel's staying at?
Yes, you walked past it earlier. That's this one here.
Well, what I'm trying to think is like, how do we... Essentially, we want to speak to the big cheese at some point, and I'm just curious how we get there. I mean, that's the whole point of us getting to the uppers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure it's like if we should be asking around or if we just approach the main keep or whatever type of place he's residing in. I don't know.
Oh, you're talking about the ward, right?
Yeah.
Okay, from what I remember, he doesn't really let visitors in, so he might not let us in or want to speak to us. However, since we have the reputation of saving Edward, we might try and see how it goes. And the other idea, as far as I remember, was to try and win the tournament. And if we win it, he might, show us some, give us some attention or something. So I mean, we've seen the map, and I would think that we might have a slight idea of where the ward might reside. So we can also try and get to the top of the city and see
Yeah,
whether
because I just
he can
feel
go.
like we're here now in the uppers, right? And this is the only, unless I'm wrong, tell me if I'm wrong, but that's the only reason that we wanted to get here, right? Is to talk to him. And
Mm,
so now that we're in the uppers, I'm just like, okay, what do? You know?
that's the main thing, because we wanted to come and talk to him. That was what Baylor wanted to do in the first place, right? However, there are other interesting things in town, and for example, I would have liked to check the magic store. I would like to check the library in here, but for now,
Yeah, let's do that then.
we might as well go to the Lord and try to see him, because it's still early in the day. Maybe he would like to talk to us. But I don't really think he might.
We can definitely try, and
Yeah.
we might learn what we need to do to gain an
I
audience
think
with the Lord.
maybe if we go to the library or the magic shop though, that we can then ask people like
Yeah,
about the Lord and how we get an appointment with him and things like that.
While we're up in the uppers, I also want to find a jewelry store.
Okay, maybe we should go to the main street then and check the rest of the intricate buildings. Maybe some of them are important. Maybe we can ask there and then go to the Lord building, if you would like to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
What's the
Can
blue
you just
building?
remind me before we go back into
Yeah.
everything? Wait, my memory's really bad. So, the Lord, what conversations do we plan to have with him? I know that we're gonna ask him about the symbols, but what does everyone else want to chat to him about? I know that there was something you wanted to chat about, maybe Anxie, or I'm
No,
not sure. Okay.
I'm just here because of Baylor, because he wants to talk to him.
Yeah, I want to talk to him about Dewey's deforestation.
Oh,
And
okay.
see if he can recommend or help put a stop to Dewey's intrusion into the forest. Because if Dewey continues to destroy the forest, it's bad for the forest. It's bad for the animals in the forest. But there's also really big, scary animals in the forest which will have nowhere else to go and will rampage across the island. So it's very important that the forest is kept intact.
Okay. That makes sense. Cool. Okay.
So what are you guys doing then?
We're
Going.
gonna peruse some shops and see if there's anything of interest. Plat's very keen to go to a magic shop, so if we can.
It turns out it's not working. That's the first place I went to, and it's closed for a weekly restock right now. That's why we went to the park. However, we can go towards the next interesting building, and which should be the blue one.
Well, there's
They're
this
all
building
blue.
here, right?
Where?
I can't pick.
Oh yeah, the one to the back. Oh,
Yeah, that one that had a bunch of shops.
we
Jewelry
should go
store
there.
might be in there.
Do you want to buy diamonds or something?
Yes.
Okay, let's go to the market building then.
Okay. So, heading back to the main street and then into the market. One thing that you immediately find in here is that this is where most of the people are. There was like a good amount of people walking out on the street, but in here it is rather busy. Just a lot of people going back and forth. A very typical market, but you see that the clientele is very, very different from what you're normally used to. These people are in the kinds of clothes that you only realized were sort of like possible as you bought them like not 10 minutes ago. Everybody's dressed in their absolute fineries, and people are walking around all the stores. There are some really, really high-end food stores of like the most immaculate fruits and vegetables that you've ever seen. There's all manner of like clothing stores, furniture stores. This place seems to have everything, and it sort of operates as like a you see how it's like a enclosed, sort of like wraps around and has like a small courtyard. There's all manner of like different shops, like going all the way around the building. It doesn't take you too long before you do find a jeweler's.
Oh, jewelry store, guys. Jewelry store. I'm gonna head inside.
I follow.
So you head inside and you see a very, very tall and elegant Janasi. He is holding one of those monocles that's like for gem looking. He's holding something up to.
Excuse me.
Yes.
Hi. I'm looking for some diamonds and wondering if you could help.
Ah. Well, of course we can help with that. Are you looking for some specific piece, Julie, to complement something you're already wearing?
No, I'm just looking for plain diamonds, not set in anything, for use with magic.
Oh, the raw materials. I see.
Yes, yes.
Hmm. Well, as you may notice, we are a jewelry store. It's a bit odd that you'd rather come in here and not even ask for any jewelry.
Is there somewhere you can recommend which would be better suited to what I'm looking for?
Yes, if you happen to be looking for standard stock, then the Merchant's Guild will do you fine.
Where is the Merchant's Guild, sir?
Down at the bottom of the city. I think you'll be most comfortable.
Oh,
At the
Wait, I just
bottom of the
noticed you got rid of my text on the map where I marked buildings.
Yeah, because I actually edited the map a little bit.
You fucking rat.
You remember what they were. There was only 2 things you marked anyway.
There's some guild here. I don't know what that is.
The
Mason?
Mason's Guild.
yeah.
I've got really bad memory. Can't remember what I did yesterday.
Okay, and I had to change the map. Baylor, you have effectively been publicly dissed in front of your friends.
Yeah, the Fedor doesn't really care about that. Alright, off to the Merchant's Guild then, thank you.
Ta-ta.
Oh, once we are a bit far away from this person, I use telepathic speech on them and say, be more careful with all these jewelry. Someday you might feel like this is not your place at all. And he shouldn't be really seeing me. Or
No,
any of
he's
us
looking
anyway.
around frankly to try and find the source of the voice that he's hearing echoing in his head.
Should have thought of something creepier to say.
You see, he's just got this scared look about him as he sort of like puts down the pen he was writing with and just sort of like,
Boo!
and he immediately walks off into like a little back room and shuts the door.
He was mean to my friend.
Alright, so it seems I'm not going to get what I want in this part of the city. Merchant's Guild, he says, in the bottom of the city, so...
Where's the
maybe go to
library? Can we go to the library?
Yeah, let's go to the library.
Okay, let's go towards the next interesting building, and maybe that's like in the library. Although I think the purple building, the huge one, might be like a university or something. Maybe there is a library.
So where are you heading right now?
Well, we're advancing into the upper city, and can we see what the blue building is? This one. Oi, sorry, this one.
Okay. As you leave the market and head further into the uppers, you come to the front of this building, and it's really not clearly labelled what it is. It's a very sort of like, it's the least decorated building here. All the walls are just like a very, very plain and simple stone, and the colouring on top of the roof seems to be a bit lighter than the other blues around here. But you do hear some very, very faint singing. Can all of you roll me a perception check, please?
Guidance. Who's got low perception?
Let's see. My perception ain't great.
I'll guidance Sid.
Okay.
You're rolling really well,
I know, right?
Sophie. Yeah.
Yeah.
We all are.
Yeah. It's a good day.
Tony, you good? You here? Oh, there you
So
go.
she wrote.
Sid, can you add your guidance?
Can I add my guidance?
Yes,
Can
just roll a d4.
D4.
Oh.
3 of you rolled a 20, okay. Well, all of you that rolled above a 12 notice that that faint little singing that you hear is not coming from inside the building, but just behind it.
Oh, there's nothing more. That's it.
Well, I mean, there may be something inside the building if you want to go inside it, but there's the singing that you've heard is coming from just behind the building.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay.
Are there any signs on the building?
No, it's not signed at all.
no.
Interesting.
Do you want to
We-
go check it out?
Yeah, let's go check it out.
As you start to head down the street in between the residential houses on your left and this building on the right, you start to see, as you walk further and further in, a fence connecting from the back of this building and heading further down. And it isn't until you just pass the building itself until you see some sort of a monument at the back of this sort of like fenced off area. And you see a big billowing plume of smoke puffing up and away into the clouds. You look to your right and there's all manner of people dressed in dark greys and blacks and have their hand on their chest and are gently hymning together. From what you can gather, this is some sort of a funeral slash mortuary slash sort of like funeral service that's really happening, and someone's body is being cremated in front of you.
Uh-oh.
Does any feel anything?
As you sort of like catch what's happening, you do get the faintest draw to where that body is burning.
Oh boy. I look at Angsby.
What's wrong, Zinni?
Getting that feeling again.
Oh boy.
Would you like to leave? Since it's a funeral, I feel like they might not want to be bothered.
I think that's probably the best thing to do.
Let's go see the next interesting building then. I hold Zinni's hand and try to get away from this place.
Okay. As the two of you walk, or all of you walk back into the main street, where are you heading next?
Maybe we can check this huge building here.
Okay.
Bro, we want to read some books!
Yeah, can one of them be a library?
As you come to this front of this building is 3 to 4 maybe stories tall. Very, very immaculate, very grandiose. There's a lot of sort of like bravado about it. It really screams at you. 2 immaculate trees out the front of it, with all their own separate little sort of like green patches. And right in the centre, above the frame of the door, you see the words Ral Hafford Upper State School.
Okay. Since we are not nonsense, we should probably go to the next one. Right, guys?
Yeah, let's move on.
Okay, so what is this building, Dax?
So this one, as you come up to it, you're not exactly sure. The building itself looks rather plain. It sort of like doesn't really have any doors apart from like right inside the courtyard. There is a door if you choose to go further in. There does seem to be a couple of people walking back and forth in there. They're definitely not in the fanciest of attire, but they're just sort of like in regular sort of like borderline working clothes, or the closest approximation that you can hazard a guess to in this area at least. People walking back and forth between different areas. You can see through the windows some people walking through halls.
Huh? Some people walking through halls.
Mhm.
And is there anyone outside that we can ask?
There's plenty of people around, yeah. There's some like little groups that are talking amongst each other.
Okay, I'd like to look around for a person that wouldn't mind being questioned. Someone that doesn't seem like is having a conversation right now, or wouldn't want to be troubled, or anything like that.
As you just peek your head into the courtyard to look for someone, there is someone on your left, sort of tucked away into the corner, who just does seem to be staring up into the clouds. Not talking to anyone. Doesn't look like they're really
Okay.
doing anything.
Hello.
Hello.
Sorry for troubling you if you're busy, but I'd like to ask, what is this place exactly?
Uh, say again?
Okay, hello again. I'd like to ask, what's this place exactly?
Oh, this is somewhat of a leisure community centre where a lot of art classes are done. I'm looking for my next piece, she says as she starts staring up at the clouds again.
Okay, thank you very much. I hope you find what you're looking for, and I let her be, basically.
Okay. You hear very faintly as you walk off.
Dax's face.
Well, we walk away. Are we walking away?
Yeah, I'm not really into that, so let's go to the next one, I guess.
Who's Art?
I don't know him. So the next building we can see, is it this one, or can we see the huge one?
That one that you first pinged just looks like a residential building. You can see
Okay.
there's just a bunch of numbers for like the different sort of like houses that are held within this bigger building. As you walk up to this other grand looking place though, the first thing you notice is that this seems to have a very, very dark, close to black stone all around the outside, sort of like a wall almost, and the roofs that you can see from what you can are a very, very dark and deep purple, very contrasting and different to the usually uniform color across this this normal area. As you're looking inside into the courtyard, you see a couple of different people of all different races and heights in a similar dark purple cloak. A couple of them rushing in between places, some of them not really doing much of anything.
Is there anyone that doesn't seem as busy and we can talk to?
Inside the courtyard, maybe, yeah. Right now you just stood outside it.
Okay, and is there anything preventing us from getting inside?
Not that you can see.
In that case, I will go towards the first person I can speak to.
as you start to walk towards the courtyard, you come up to the big black stone towers, and as you sort of like glancing up at them as you walk past, you turn your head back and boom, you smack your forehead on something that felt really hard.
And there's nothing.
Nothing that you can see.
Oh, let's go. And is there anyone around me? Because I would assume.
As you start to like look around for like someone to get the attention of, a door immediately opens from one of these black stone towers next to you, and someone in a bit more of a slightly padded dark purple robe comes out to you and says, "What are you doing?"
Hello. Sorry if I'm interrupting anything or if I'm at a place I'm not supposed to be. We're new to town and I was wondering where we could find a library, and we're also trying to figure out what this place is. Could you help us with that?
Mm-hmm. 1 second. And you watch as this person starts to mutter some things under their voice. As they start to cast what you recognize, because you've cast it before, the familiar spell of Detect Thoughts.
Since I'm not seeing them doing that, can I tell them something while they're doing that? Like, could I use
As they
telepathic
begin
speech?
casting it, sure, you can, yeah.
I use telepathic speech and I tell them, it's alright, you can ask me what you want to know. You can also cast your detect thoughts on me. That's fine as well, I guess.
He doesn't say anything back to you as he just stays casting.
Okay, I let him do that.
Sorry. You watch as sort of like he holds his hand up and it sort of like faintly shimmers as he sort of like sits there.
Would you like to know what I'm thinking?
Yes, actually.
So since I let him cast it without an issue, currently I'm not thinking of much. I'm thinking for sure. I'm basically thinking of that this place is rather overwhelming, and I'm simply trying to find a magic store and a library, and I've not had any success with that. And I really hope this person can help me. That's all I'm thinking of right now.
Okay. Brother, this fucking pen is shit.
And I also am thinking that he could have just asked me.
Pen every week.
Did I
Get a new pen?
Okay, so as the spell starts to wane and fade, you watch as he sort of like opens his eyes and he's reintroduced back to you. This is the first time he sort of like really lifts up his and looks up at you, and you can see under his cloak hood, this man is a drow. He's
nice to
got
meet
the
you.
very faint purplish blue skin, elven features all over, and has this very sort of like
Dark elf.
Dark elf, got it.
Yeah.
concerned but sort of like steadfast look on his head. And you see as he finally locks eyes with you. This is the Zenith Institute. I'm not quite sure if you know where you're going, but the magic shop is down the road. It is called Immaculation.
Yeah, I know that. So Dax, I think I should know what the Zenith Institute is, right? I think I've heard of it.
I don't believe you would have.
Is that the place where I could have found a better library, or is that not it?
No.
Okay, then I haven't. Yeah, that's what I tried telling you when you were casting detect thoughts on me. I know where the magic store is. It's currently not working. However, I am also looking for a library, and I now that I know what this place is, I'm rather curious. What do you do inside of the institute, if you don't mind answering, or if it's not top secret? Also, nice to meet you, Manxie.
He bows as you say that. What we may or may not do is probably not of concern for the moment, but I am
Okay.
curious as to how easily you recognize the Detect Thought spell. Are you a member of the Arcane yourself?
Yeah, some may say that. What is your name? If you don't mind me asking.
My name is Dranth.
Nice to meet you. So, um, since you don't really want to tell me more about this institute, and it seems like it's not really open for visitors, I should probably leave. But while we're at it, you you're the first person that seems to know more about arcane things in general in here, and I'd like to ask you um, where the library is and whether the magic store you mentioned already is quite good, because the first one we saw earlier in this town was quite interesting.
Marvellius is a clown, albeit a lovable one.
Hmm. Yeah.
He stocks what he can, and I've found once or twice an incredibly impressive item there, but should you be looking for actually capable magical artifacts and items, you would be wanting to go to Immaculation.
That's lovely then. So it seems like I might find some good stuff in here. Um, okay. And about the libraries in here, is there any place I might find some interesting books to read or anything to learn more about the history of this island?
If you are wanting to learn about the history of this accursed island, Settleton would be your best bet in terms of resources, as that's where a lot of the historical knowledge has been kept. This city doesn't exactly have a centered place for higher learning, maybe outside of the Institute, but potentially the best place would be the Lord's own personal library themselves, though obviously I doubt that it'd be available to any of us, let alone yourselves.
Oh, right. I've heard that it's rather hard to make an appointment with the Lord in here.
It's hard to get up onto the plateau, let alone to the Lord's mansion himself.
Um, oh, right. That's kind of worrying then. Is there a lot of guards preventing people from entering? I would assume so, or
Well, it's just there, and he sort of like steps slightly out of the past the Blackstone towers and points at the stairs right, just up the street. These stairs go up quite a lot. Like from here, even though like you've been climbing as you go around the city and it's been ramping up, it's still like a good 200 feet before you were to reach the top of the plateau. So these stairs that you see have sort of been carved into the mountain, and as they go up pretty steeply, there's like still quite a high way to travel. That there is the plateau where the Lord and the nobles reside themselves. They very usually keep to themselves, as a lot of royalty tends to, as you may know from other civilizations.
yeah. Oh, that makes things even harder, I guess, I suppose. Um,
Is there anything in particular you're looking to learn?
Currently, I'm mostly researching about this island, and I'm also curious in general about the arcane nature of things, and I would like to get to know more about telekinetic magic and so on.
A very niche subset, but an interesting one nonetheless.
Telepathic speech on him. I would agree. It is quite interesting.
You hear speaking back to you. Ah, I knew you were a person of worth. Quite unusual to see a fellow mind reader in a place like this.
I've noticed. However, I'm not quite there yet. I'd like to expand my knowledge. But for now, while doing so, I'd like to also learn more about this island since its history is rather interesting.
The history that there is interesting, albeit most of it has been forgotten.
Yeah. Would you mind sharing some of your knowledge with me sometime about the island itself, if that's possible?
He cocks his head to the side slightly and gets a little puzzled look on his face. Do you mean maybe over dinner one time, perhaps?
Oh. I look extremely flustered.
He starts to look flustered as well.
Okay, what I that could work. Whatever is comfortable for you. I'd just like to learn more.
You see, you for the first time hear some genuine emotion in his voice, and he sort of like trembles. Even though you're speaking directly into each other's minds, you hear his you hear him audibly stammer, and his cheeks start to go a bit flushed, darker purple on his skin. Yes. Well, I just thought. Sorry,
It's all right. It's all right. I can understand. Well, let's do that then. Whenever you're free, we could go to a cafe or something and talk about history if you wouldn't mind.
Yes, of course.
Okay, I can.
I will finish here within just a couple of hours.
Oh God, that's too soon. Okay. I. Do you have any means of contacting people? I can send messages to you to check whether you're available.
Yes, I can let you know wherever you are when I
Awesome.
will be leaving.
Lovely. Okay. Well, thanks a lot for your time. Looking forward to seeing you again. I'll go now. I leave awkwardly.
Look for. Okay. And he sort of like bows his head back down and sort of like walks backwards, bumps into the door, undoes the door, and shuffles back into the tower.
I like him.
Same, but now I like him less.
Did Sid witness anything of that?
I imagine you guys are all stood like a little bit further back.
So you basically witnessed two people just staring at each other awkwardly for a couple of minutes because we were
staring
talking
at each other and then blushing and then stumbling and walking away.
Oh fucking God! Cool. So I go back to my friends, and I don't say anything. I just continue moving.
That was interesting.
Yep. By the way, guys, apparently seeing the world might not be very possible. My friend there said that even getting into
right?
the yes. Even getting into the plateau is rather hard, and we might not be able to. However, we should probably try, right? Also, there is no library, or not much information apart from this place here, which is the Zenith Institute, and also. I might be learning history from him later on today. Let's go to the plateau.
Right. During your date. Date,
I generally
Date.
don't know. I
Date.
hope not.
Yes. Oh.
Nope.
I'm so excited for you guys. I don't know. I just smell the love in the air, Eggsy, you're quite lucky. This seems like a nice guy.
I'm extremely angry right now. And I look at
Angry?
Cedric and I use telepathic speech and I say, Sit, you should be more careful with your words. Stop it.
Sid
And
is
I continue
terrified.
moving.
Alright. Alright, guys, let's move on.
This is great.
I guess the smell was just fresh grass swelling under the trees around us.
I guess so.
I'm getting hungry. Alright, guys, let's move on.
So where are you guys heading now?
Let's see what it takes to get up to the top of this plateau.
Okay. You look up to the stairs towards the plateau. It's quite a trek. There's like a lot of stairs, and like again, this has to like climb 200 feet in a relatively short distance. So like the stairs are quite small and quite steep. But absolutely, you seem to be free to walk up it if you choose.
Do we want to go up?
If you think we might have a chance, why not? Let's go.
So
I don't know if we'll have a chance. But...
We're walking up a staircase?
Yes, lead on.
Yeah.
Alright, so just goes and then whoa. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. And he's just in his own world, like
Yeah.
walking up the staircase.
They
And,
just come online.
And like sometimes he like stops on the staircase, and he does like some air fists, like, and then he keeps on walking.
Nice.
I love that.
For the rest of you guys, this is quite a trek. Everyone actually roll me an athletics check. It's a lot of
check?
stairs. Athletics.
Oh please. Easy.
Yeah, I just cast levitate and just hover like slightly above the ground and.
Oh, let's fucking go, Andros. Fifth, can I have your guidance?
Yeah, you can have that.
Honestly, expected it to be way worse. Oh god, you needed the guidance.
I don't think it would have helped with that roll.
Yeah. Is 13 enough, Dax?
Is that everyone? Andros.
Oh, he's
What do we need to
levitating.
do?
Oh, that's right, you're levitating!
Can I do acrobatics?
No. Because everyone's just walking up the stairs. Unless you want to, upon seeing it be really difficult, want to try and jump up several steps at a time. It's probably going to be a higher DC, though.
Yeah, but I've at least got a bit more dexterity than I have strength.
Actually, since you've already rolled athletics, no. That's something you'd have to declare before the roll.
Does that mean he gets tired, or what?
So, as you guys start to walk up, first of all, just before you start to head to the stairs, the building on your left here, as you look at it, is a barracks, and there is a couple of guards that are stationed out front that clock you and watch you start to walk up the stairs. As you start, it only takes you about 5 minutes before this really starts to feel grueling. For Baylor in particular, like it usually wouldn't be that hard, and you guys have been like walking all day, but like these are pretty steep steps, and they're like not very deep steps either, so it's like pretty short and like climbing up quite a bit. It's probably like 20 minutes before you reach the top. Baylor is still straggling behind by the time that you get to the top.
Can I help him with my telekinetic shelf? To push him a bit?
I will say no, just because
You
it's a
don't
shove.
like
It's not like you're putting your arm over his or like helping him up. It's like a like someone actually like shoving you in the back. Probably wouldn't help you walk up some stairs.
That's what you think, but...
Well, okay,
Yeah,
I'll
it probably
shove you
wouldn't
up some
help you.
stairs and see how you like it.
I want to over top. I cancel but levitate and no longer floating.
So, if I'm still a little bit behind everybody else and I'm struggling on the last bit,
Can we help him somehow?
I'm going to cast Misty Step to go the rest.
Well, so you're still a bit behind as they get to the top, probably a bit further than 30 feet, considering how low you rolled. But as soon as all you guys reach to the top, 4 guards lugs immediately come towards you. These lugs look decked the fuck out. Their trim and their armor looks way more intricate and way just better in quite simply every way. And they immediately come up to you and is like, "Halt! What are you doing here?"
I'm not there yet, am I?
Yeah, no, Bailey, you're not there yet.
Oh, okay.
Hello.
Walking a staircase. What does it look like?
Hello. Except for walking, as our friend said, we are trying to make our way towards the lord of this town. Would that be possible?
Oh, the Lord! You want to see the Lord?
Only if that's something we can actually do.
Oh, Dane, did you hear that? They want to go speak to the Lord.
He's making
Oh, well,
fun of us.
absolutely. We should immediately an absolute escort to get you to the Lord as quick as possible. Come on, come right this way.
Okay, so we get it. We're new to the town. Is there some kind of procedure that we need to follow?
Yeah, the procedure is not be you. Now, fuck off back down.
Why?
Whoa.
Turn around
Hey,
and leave
listen,
before this
no.
gets messy.
Listen up. You don't talk to my friends like that.
It's okay, Sid. We don't really want troubles, do we?
No, who the hell does this guy think he is with his fancy little armor? Don't talk to my friends
I
like
would
that.
said this. He's very rude for no reason. He could just politely tell us what we need to do.
I agree.
He
Polite us
could.
You watch as he
off,
puts
but
his
don't
hand on
just
his
tell us
sword.
to fuck off.
Guys, you're correct.
Huh?
He could. But sadly, he's not doing that, and I don't think we want to fight today, do we?
Can I just convince him to be more polite with an intimidation check?
Ooh, roll? Yeah, no. You, like, the way you talked, you were, like, sizing up to him. You're probably, like... How tall are you again?
6'4"?
6'4"?
No,
You're,
wait,
like,
6'5". My bad.
6'5"? You, like, close to a foot taller than him.
Good.
As you're sizing him up. Roll an intimidation check, and because...
Just for him to be more polite. Like, I don't want to fight or anything. I just want to impose
Yeah,
to
so
him
this is
that
you
he's polite to
saying
my
you
friends.
shouldn't talk to my
Yes.
friends like that. So roll an intimidation check, and it should be using your strength, which is
Whoa!
21.
Okay.
As you come right up close to him, and he starts to like look pretty high up at you, and you're there looking down at him. He's like, "Don't be so mean to my friends." He's sort of like, Hey, I'm just doing my job. Look, and he puts a hand on your chest. Is like, we're just here, protecting the Lord as we should, and the other nobles. We don't know who could be coming. You could be very dangerous for all we know. You look it, big man. So, appreciate it, but turn around and head back down, please.
Alright, so, well, just a misunderstanding. I get it. No worries. But, tell me, if we want to talk to that lord of yours, what do we need to do?
You'd have to arrange some kind of appointment through a network of people. Just be generally in the
Right,
know,
right.
or owe him some kind of favour somehow or some way, or have some kind of critical news. I'm
Right.
really not sure. Sorry.
That's kind of vague. You'd really have no direct information, you know?
I mean,
What?
I step in front of Citric and say, yeah. On that note, before you interrupted us, we have been sent here by Lord Dewey with urgent news regarding the situation with the druids.
Right, Dewey, right.
I'm sure the Lord would be quite interested to hear about this.
Big bloke.
It's at
But
this point
more
that
like
Baylor reaches the top of the stairs,
horizontally.
panting, and sees Sid sizing up a guard. The guard turns to you, Andros, and just... Oh, you have news from Lord Nibblegup.
Not
We
only.
do.
We've also made sure that another town's safe and sound. You might have heard of us. We are the heroes of Edgewood, and we would like to speak with the Lord on a couple of matters that would or might be quite interesting to him, regarding the safety of everyone around.
Yeah, can I roll a deception check to try and convince him?
Mine is a
I don't even
persuasion.
necessarily think it's deception. I think both of you roll persuasion. Because I think you're
I'm
telling
thinking
the truth for
deception
the most
because of
part.
like Dewey hasn't sent us. Yeah.
Yes,
Oh,
but mine's. I would prefer to do deception. However, mine is persuasion because I've not said anything about Dewey.
While they do that, in the background, can Sid start cleaning his axe with his cloth.
I mean, so just out of character, like I'd prefer it to be deception or performance, just because then I get advantage with the feat actor.
Please
I-
can you call
well,
it
obviously-
Darling 3?
Okay, if we're rolling deception, that's even better for me.
Yeah, both roll deception.
Also,
And
is
Sid,
not
you can
doing
start
that-
cleaning your blades
Yeah,
that
it's
has
not
not
to
seen
be
any
meant-
combat.
It's not intimidation or anything like that. I'm genuinely just cleaning my axe because that's what I feel like doing at that moment.
Yep. As you watch this guard sort of like stammer and sort of like take a step back from you, Cedric, he's sort of like, sorry, usually messages from the Lord come in much more formal means. Dane, go get. He's like, yes, sir. And the guy stumbles and runs off pretty quickly.
Well, you
What-
see, formal means this is what we were trying to ask you, but you didn't really want to tell us how we should go about it.
Look, alright,
Now we're friends, it's alright.
I'm sorry, but like, any...
I'm not trying to grill you. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know,
you
but, like,
the instructions are not very clear on how to.
Well, because they're not
Get an
really meant to
appointment.
be any instructions. He doesn't ever want to be spoken to. But, like, you know,
Okay.
any old schmuck can walk up a set of stairs. You know, it's my job to be a bit, like, scary. You know.
Did he wag out?
Did I lag out? What did you hear?
For me, you did.
Nothing
Any old schmuck can climb a.
Any old
Set of
schmuck can
stairs,
climb a set
yeah.
of stairs. We just need to look a bit scary.
Alright. While we're waiting, we share with Baylor what's transpired, so he's in the whoop.
Baylor panting and sweating.
Is this?
You did really well, buddy.
I don't know if I ever want to do that again.
Next time, maybe you should turn into an animal and fly on someone's shoulders or something.
Maybe. I'll figure out something for next time.
Yeah.
Okay. About 5 minutes later, Dane the guard comes running back. Comes and whispers to the guy's ear. It's like, "You'll be here in a couple minutes." And then another 5 minutes pass, and a dwarf comes walking up to you. A dwarf in a very sort of like prim and proper sort of like suit, very neatly tied and done up. Just comes walking up and is like, well, these are the messages from Dewey. What is your message that I should pass on to the Lord? And he brings out a little notepad.
Hello. Sorry. We were hoping to speak to the Lord himself.
I'm sorry, such a thing is just not going to be available. The Lord's very specific and private about his affairs.
Okay. In that case, there are a few things we would have liked to communicate with him. But if we are doing it through a messenger, Baylor, would you like to share your worries, or tell this fella what we want to speak to the Lord about?
I will address this man. So I'll step forward and introduce myself. I am Baylor of the Nadratatelli, the Druids of the Forest. I come seeking assistance from the Lord. Dewey has been deforesting the island, cutting down trees in the forest. If you know anything about the forest, you'll know that that is something which is bad for the island. The forest is home to many creatures, and without that home, those creatures will look for home elsewhere, which will spell trouble for the inhabitants of the island. Dewey needs to be stopped. And the Lord here is one of the few people who can make that happen.
You watch as the guy was writing notes, but pretty much immediately after you introduced yourself, he stopped dead and just kind of like stared at you with a semi-suspicious look.
This dude hates druids as well.
He starts to look off into the distance.
Look, guy, cutting trees, bad. Monsters, bad. Don't cut trees, good. No monsters, good. What's up with this guy?
And he brings his gaze back to you, Baylor. Flips his notebook shut. The Lord will be made aware of this.
Oh, great.
Where are you residing within the city?
We're currently staying at the Ladies' Garden.
Ladies' Garden. Thank you for bringing this to our attention. I'll now bid you adieu and pass on this message.
Oh, that's so good, guys.
Do I trust
go.
him? Does he seem like he didn't fucking care about what he was told?
Roll me an insight check.
I'd very much love to just say.
And can I assist with that? Because I'm also very interested in knowing.
I'd say roll your own insight check. It's not something you can necessarily really assist with.
I'm rolling really well.
Level 5, baby. That extra +1 proficiency really helps.
Yeah.
Baylor, it's really hard to get a read on sort of like what he was intending and meaning when this all sort of took place. But Anxie, because you're watching sort of both perspectives, and you were watching Baylor, and it was right when he introduced himself. Not just when he introduced himself, though. Said, I am Baylor. Seemed to be fine. As soon as he said, of the Nadziratelli, that's when his attention immediately was caught. Even with that high of a roll, it's hard to divine what his feelings towards that immediately were, but you know and were able to tell in that moment that was the moment where his attention suddenly shifted.
Guys, before I do something I might regret, should I cast Detect Thoughts on him?
Is there like a pause while all this is happening?
Is there a what, sorry?
A pause. Sid is like, he said he would tell the Lord, we're good. And is there a pause?
I'm sorry, Scott. I don't know what word you're saying right now.
Everything's just
Is there a
transpiring in a
pause? He
second.
said
Is there a
Oh, a pause. Okay, sorry, Scott. I'm so sorry.
How did you not get that?
I'm so sorry.
What did you thought I said? Like pause or something?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm sorry.
Jesus.
I wouldn't say it's a pause necessarily.
Right.
This is sort of like
Pause.
the insight checks were happening in the moment as that conversation was happening, or the one-sided conversation at least.
Because Sid is like, good to move on. And everyone kind of just ignored that.
Yeah, I will say that as you're talking, as Sid was talking, that's when
That's
sort of like
happening.
these sort of like thoughts happened.
Yeah, I mean, his attitude towards Baylor was rather confusing. So I would imagine I would have been keeping my attention to the guy, not to what Cedric is saying. Do you guys think it's a good idea to cast Detect Thoughts with the chance of him noticing, or do you think we should just leave?
I think we should leave.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time. Hope that our information gets to him. Have a good day. And I move on.
The dwarf walks off, and you watch as the guards sort of like begin to sort of loosely and lightly encircle around you to sort of like encourage you to walk back down the stairs.
Are we all going?
I cast Levitate again before we start going down.
Okay.
Going down should be easier, right?
Yeah.
It should be. Roll me an athletics check.
All of us or just him?
Yes. Except Andrews,
Yes,
of
to which
course.
one?
Athletics now, so all of you.
I'm
Oh
gonna,
no!
Does that include me?
No, not you.
Break a leg.
I'm gonna guidance myself because
I rolled a 1, but
oh god, again the same damn roll.
let's
I'll
see.
pick the guidance anyway.
Oh my god.
Am I gonna break a leg? Okay, let's break a leg. I'm not gonna use my lucky.
You know what? I'm gonna use a wild shape and shape into a cat.
I'm just gonna fall, not gracefully.
And
You're going to fall, knock yourself unconscious, turn back into a changeling in front of everyone, including the guards.
Oh, fuck.
Okay. As you all walk down the stairs, it is significantly easier on the way down. In fact, Zinni, as taxing as it is for you, you really don't feel as bad as Baylor did when he was walking up. Anxie, you get to the bottom and you are quite, like, feeling a little sweaty and hot under the collar. Baylor, however, even with you transforming into a cat last minute, after your roll already went through, going down is still a bit of an arduous task, and with your unfortunately abysmally low roll, you gain a point of exhaustion.
How the fuck did I not, like, break a leg with my nat 1, but he gained a fucking point of exhaustion?
So, Anxie, you do visibly
I'm
look
just
quite
sweaty.
sweaty and worked up.
Poor
But it's
guy
the
for my
fact that
date.
it's the fact that Baylor failed both going up and down
Yeah.
that has screwed him here.
Have a
Poor
watch and I just
guy.
cancel Levitate and just mention, like, yeah, love a bit of exercise.
Nice.
I love that going for you. It's really in character.
I'm still walking downwards and just going like bam, 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 bam.
Baylor, I'm sorry to tell you that, but I don't think he's going to. I don't think people here like druids, or he might not really tell the Lord much.
So, it is almost midday. You are now at the bottom of the stairs, and as you come down the stairs, the 2 guards that were outside the barracks, you see them looking over at you and sort of like smirking and bumping elbows with each other as they look at you.
Wait, what?
The 2 guards at the bottom of the stairs that saw you, clocked you walking up, are now smirking and laughing that you're coming back down.
Oh, I was trying to talk to Baylor, got ignored, Duck spoke after.
Sorry.
I'm a cat at the moment, so I'm
Oh,
not
yeah.
really on.
These guys are looking at my friends and they're smiling and laughing about it.
They're just
happy
like,
to
they
see
got
us.
like a little smirk on, and they're sort of like, hey, look at those guys. They're a bit far away.
I use telepathic speech on them, and I say boo!
You watch as one of them sort of like visually just jumps a little bit and then just sort of like looks scared over at the other one, and they both go inside.
Did you like that, Sid?
I mean, how would I know though?
Well, did you see them scared? That's
Yeah,
what they get.
Maybe, I mean, you used it a lot on me. Maybe I have some insight into it, and I just left the situation looking at you, you giving me a nod or something. I don't know.
And you have no idea what's fucking going on.
Let me just keep on walking and do my little. Dun,
Dun, dun, dun.
It's fine. It's fine.
I'm gonna drop my wild shape form.
Okay.
Guys,
Yeah,
I could use a drink.
let's go for drinks. Would you like to go into the tavern of the inn that's in the upper city?
Yes.
Let's go there.
Maybe we can spot our competition.
Yeah, that as well.
Okay.
Ooh.
As you guys go and take a left around and pass by the school, the arts and crafts, and the mortuary, you come to this big building that you walked past before, the Jeweled Repose, the one that Nathaniel said he was staying at. And it's very nice, immaculate looking inn, and you head inside to take a load off, get a drink, and reinvigorate yourself for the rest of the coming day. And
Before we enter, I use prestidigitation in order to clean myself up from the sweat.
good shout. It is at that point though that we are going to call it quits for this session for now, and we will begin next week. I'm not sure if we're going to do next week because it's bloody Christmas, but whatever. Whenever the next
It's
session
not
starts,
Christmas next week, but yeah, if people are out.
Yeah.
that's where we'll pick up from.
Fair.
Okay. Whew. Damn, that was fun. That was a good one.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of talking stuff going on. Jay's little cameo.
Always like that.
I will never forgive you for that one, Dax.
What do you mean?
That's our 6th member.
Jay is the assistant creative director. He is not a man you can drag in whenever you need him.
He said he was excited to be part of it, and then you made him the enemy?
He said that should be fun, and then I said it will be because you'll be the enemy.
Upsetting.
Actually,
It's
let me
stream
let me find out exactly what he wrote so I can say it verbatim because he'll probably Google at it.
Yeah, but is the stream off?